if I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home, when I'm home.
AEW Dynamite. They have a team called FTR. But there's also another three letters I like to put out there, FTB. Fuck the Bucks. I am sick and tired of the direction they're going with these guys. You know, it's like they come out, right? You know, you're gonna have a tag team match with the Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, you know, Jurassic Express against FTR. And of course, if they win, beat FTR to get a title shot. You know, referee Mike Posey's in there, and they're all in there, right? Well, I mean, the Jurassic Express is out there. Out comes the Bucks. Black clothing on, hair down. And then they super kick Mike Posey, the ref. Oh, aren't they bad? You know, fuck them, and they're trying to be too hard to be heels. Like, you look at Nick Jackson, and it's like you can see the gears going in his head. Like he's thinking, okay, what do I do next? I have to frown here, right? You have to look like I mean it. I mean it. I'm bad. I mean it. You know, the worst acting. They can't. It's like him, like those two, and Omega. And Omega sucks. The commentary and cutting a promo. Like what school did they go to when it comes to cutting promos? Did they go to the same, what do you call that thing? I mean, where did they go? They suck. You know? And it's like, I think they're failing at this little experiment they're having with turning these guys into heels because it's not natural. It doesn't feel right with those two. And then Kenny Omega, looks like he's going to be heel one week. Next week, you know, oh gosh, golly darn and everything. He's a baby face. And then, what the hell, dude? You know? It makes it unbearable to watch. There's some things on there that makes me, you know, stay and watch, you know. Great women's match between Ivelisse and Thunder Rosa for the NWA Women's Title. Great match. You know, there's no issue with the women's division in this company. Some here, some there, whatever, you know. But mainly, it's on. You know, it's really just they're locked on. They're keyed in. They're everything. You know, and what they need to do. I'm trying to remember who's the one that is actually training the women. He's doing a good job producing their matches, you know, and preparing them and all that, you know. Mass improvement from the beginning. It's October 14th is their anniversary for 1 year of Dynamite. And, you know, they were awful in the beginning. And then they got improvement. But then someone's got to work with the Bucks. Someone's got to work with Omega. You know, he's back on the over emoting and trying to put on a frowny face because you think that's what a heel is supposed to be. And then they come out and it's just ridiculous. They come out super kick. Oh, that's supposed to make him a heel. Really? Tiny, teeny little referee Mike Posey. I remember him from WWE. He was an ECW. He was like a referee there. Funny because I remember, I go, where's this guy? I remember his name, looked it up, and that's who he is. And it's just like, you know what I mean? And then they go backstage, and then there's Tony Khan, you know, looking like a damn nerd, you know, what do you call it? Looking like a nerd tucked away in a corner of a library. And he throws like a stack of, you know, I don't know, it must have been a stack of ones. Really, what did he do? Throw a stack of hundreds out of that? Yeah. There you go. I pay you. You're fine. You know, you can fine me all you want. I'll pay you. Pay it back. Yeah. Tony Khan is paying your dumbasses. You're not the bosses. Tony Khan's in charge, according to Jericho. No matter what these guys' positions are, Tony Khan is the boss. So are you trying to do a Vince McMahon thing now? Going against the God boss? Really original. I mean, do I really want to go run down this Dynamite? The only thing I want to talk about is Thunder Rosa. Really, it's Thunder Rosa and call it and Ivelisse for the NWA Women's Title. Now it's a great match. It's really great stuff, from both women. But in the end, Thunder Rosa, she successfully defends her title with a tombstone piledriver. And then Diamante attacks Rosa. And just when it looks like the two are going to work the NWA Women's Champion over, in comes the AEW Women's Champion, Hikaru Shida, and she runs them out of the ring, and then she grabs the title, the NWA title, the women's title, hands it to Thunder Rosa, but doesn't just hand it to her, puts it on her chest, and she puts it on her chest, and then she pats her on the shoulder. And because of this match, because of the situation, what happened? Both champions, the NWA and the women's, the AWA and the NWA women's champions, Thunder Rosa and Hikaru Shida, are going to team up and take on the Tournament Cup champions, of winners, finalists, whatever you want to call them. The big old thing, the big old gold medal thing, whatever they had, and they're going to face Diamante and Ivelisse. Right there, that's a division right there. That's the women's division right there. You add in Britt Baker, you add in Big Swole, Nyla Rose. You had a pretty decent, not even decent. It's a great women's division. You just got to use them more. Stop using the same people. But you had so many things, right? In this thing, Jurassic Express and FTR. FTR win. Jurassic Express, they blew their opportunity to earn a title shot. Private Party and Matt Hardy are backstage, right? Matt Hardy gets hurt. Isaiah Cassidy goes, "Yeah, we were here talking strategy. All of a sudden, Matt Hardy was there laid out." Were they on the other side of the of Daly's place, or were they right there? And that's just another episode of another situation of bad writing. Like you're right there and you didn't see him get attacked. For their sakes, hopefully they were on the other side and then he came around and saw him there. It would make more sense. But if they're right there, I don't know. Now, Hangman Page and Frankie Kazarian, they go one-on-one. And a buckshot lariat by Hangman Page, and he pins and beats Frankie Kazarian. And Omega, like I said on commentary, is it me or does he just suck on commentary and on cutting promos? And it's his voice. It's really like nails on the chalkboard. The way he talks, like. Hopefully when he's like the cleaner, that his voice is a little bit more menacing, or at least a little bit more manly. Like he talks like a kid, like a child. You know what I mean? Like his voice, that voice. Now MJF goes one-on-one with a jobber. Pretty sure it ends up being a guy named Sean Dean. Or Sean Deeds. Couldn't really understand JR's mush mouth, but it ends up it was Dean. And Salt of the Earth, or I guess the name of the Fujiwara armbar by MJF, and he taps him out quickly. I don't get AEW and why they changed the suicide dive to a tope suicida, or whatever they call it, suicida, and then over the top spin is a tope suicida, and it's they changed the names for like moves that every wrestling organization uses that same name, but they're trying to be different. I don't know. But MJF is on the mic afterwards. Pretty much says that maybe he should get a stable because everybody has a stable. There's pretty much a stable and a faction every week, which is true. But he says that no matter if he wants to be a lone wolf or be a part of a wolf pack, he even does the little, the wolf pack too sweet little thing. But he says that he's always going to be better than you, and you know it. So he had to get his slug line in there. And oh no. Up next, Katie Kingston is in the ring with his Sesame Street friends. They're the family of violence. And he proceeded to beat up some of the jobbers at ringside. Oh man, dude, these 5 suck. Who cares? Next. This is like, who fucking cares? Really? Now, Private Party versus Jericho and Hager. And I believe that a suicide dive attempt causes the recipient on the outside to get hypnotized. Either that or the person is a complete deer in the caught in the headlights moron. Like, Jack Hager is this looking as I don't know who was. Isaiah Cassidy went on that way, and Mark Quinn went this way, and Hager's looking the whole time. Like, you know what I mean? I get it, you're there to catch the person, but it's like you're waiting there so long. It's like you're waiting for a bus. You're like, when's a bus coming? You know, clean it up a little bit. You know what I mean? You can't be, even in WWE, people want to criticize WWE, but at least when they're doing something, you know what I mean? They're like waving around, or they're elbowing somebody, and then they look up, and oh, here comes the person. It's like that. Instead of, like I said, waiting for a bus. When is it coming? When's that bus coming? You know? It looks unnatural. It looks really, really unprofessional. It looks really like and like I said, I'll go back to what I said right last time when Jericho's interview. It's like the first day, a live showing, Dynamite. He had like what, 70, what did he say? Like 75% of their personnel, or 75 of their no, I think he said like 75% of their like talent never was in front of a live audience, and TV taping or whatever, so they were still a bit rusty. No shit, I could see that. I even made mention of that in my my older videos back in when I started doing AEW. I said that. Do these guys have any kind of you know what I mean? Guarantee you, I knew it. I knew that these guys had no thing, because you can tell. In WWE, when they train these guys in the PC, don't only train them on drills and how to take bumps and all that stuff, but they teach them about TV. When you're in the ring, you got to look this way because that's where the camera's going to be on when you're talking. Or you look over here, or look over here. They'll teach you where. You know what I mean? And these guys in the beginning, it's like they didn't know where the cameras were. They didn't know how to. They're like flubbing and whatever, all the stuff like. And it's like. But enough of that. Let's just continue. Jericho hits the Judas effect on Isaiah Cassidy. Well, I guess it's Orange Cassidy's cranberry brother. I didn't realize that until I remember Isaiah Cassidy's last name, and I go, so Isaiah Cassidy, and then they have Orange Cassidy. Like, you don't change one guy's last name. Maybe sometime down the road they'll reveal that they're brothers. And what he calls cranberry, because he comes out when they come out. Jurassic Express. What do you call it? Private Party. 21 ounces of cranberry juice, or cranberry whatever. That's what Justin Roberts announces as their weight. That's stupid. Stop trying to be different. If you're going to do it, pull it off, at least. And Jericho and Hager, they're pursuing a tag team title down the road, and they're 3-0. I don't know about together. Maybe Jericho's 3-0 in tag teams. I think maybe that's what it's meant. But still, it's pretty good. Now, this is a thing that. Well, let me go to this one. Next week is going to be a 6-man tag match between Lance Archer and his team. 2 people that he's going to choose, and Moxley and his team. He's going to choose 2 as well. And they want to get the guys in, the champion and the challenger, in the ring at the same time. give them, I guess, some time in the ring and together get to know each other. I don't know. What's the point of the 6-man tag? But Lance Archer comes out and he picks Team Taz, Ricky Starks and Brian Cage for his partners. The caveat, if you will, is that Brian Cage will get the title shot, the first title shot when Lance Archer beats Moxley. And it might be a possibility because Moxley's had the title for some time. Maybe Lance Archer, and I think this is a way that if you don't give it to him, his character is pretty much done. He needs to win this title by hook or by crook, cheating, mainly, so that he gets the title, right? You gotta make him strong. They built him up all that time, and then what happened when he went after the title? Nothing. Boom. There goes his thing. Same thing with Brody Lee. Now Brody Lee picked it up again by getting the TNT championship, so he's got a momentum swing. Lance Archer, Murder Hawk Monster, gotta live up to that name. Oh, I'm gonna go after the title and I lose. Come on. Yeah. Now Moxley's gonna pick his friends, and before he picks them, he gets attacked by Cage and Starks. In comes Will Hobbs, big boy Will Hobbs, and it ends up that he's one of the guys, one of his partners. Pretty good pick. And then the final pick, and actually Mox had to talk to the screen and said Darby Allin. He said, Darby, I know you're watching, get your ass to where they're gonna be wrestling next week. Where's that at? Dealey's place. What's the name of that place that they're at? But yeah, he says get your ass over there and we're gonna have a 6-man tag match. Now, everybody and their grandma is praising this thing. It just looked like a typical match to me. I'm talking about in these terms, not a typical match in the ring, but the street fight or the parking lot brawl or the parking lot fight. What is it? Which one is it? You're saying parking lot brawl. I think it was. They said parking lot fight, but wasn't it? It was advertised as a parking lot fight, but then I heard parking lot brawl. But this is what I'm talking about. This is the problem I have with this. Like, all because of Trent's mommy, her minivan was destroyed, and that's why they are having this feud, right? Right. That's like two countries going to war because one said the other's flag's color, the other flag's colors were ugly, I mean, come on. And these dudes are battering and beating the living shit out of each other. And all because Trent's mom's minivan, because of a minivan, it got destroyed. I mean, I could understand if they got pissed because Ortiz said that, I wish you would have been better if your mom was inside. But do they say that? No, they talk about because of what happened to the minivan. And I'm looking at this match and it's just like best friends, man. I said, sorry, they want to end their careers and likely the careers of Ortiz and Santana. You look at Trent, he went through not only did he get powerbombed on the top of the car, and then the same thing happens to him, he gets put through the windshield. He gets up, bleeding all over the place on his back, cut the fuck up. You know what I mean? All over his back. But then, a light at the end of the tunnel, the hood pops open, and out comes Orange Cassidy, and he hits a orange punch on Santana. Now, I said to myself, Orange Crush would actually sound better than Orange Punch. It's just like, it has no zip to it. An Orange Punch, Orange Crush, because you're like, Orange Crush. You know what I mean? Kind of reminds you, of course, of the drink, but. Now, he did that, and his fists are actually wrapped in a chain. And I swear, it just woke me up from being bored with this run-of-the-mill, like I said, parking lot brawl. I mean, I've seen it before. It's like, yeah, they did. This is the thing, man, that I gotta say. People, just because they did what they did in this match doesn't make it a great match. It's this typical same spots. It's a typical thing. They added some things here and there, but it's like so. I like the fact that they put themselves out there. Trent Beretta, he gets that long thing of wood, right? And he goes and who's that? Other on Santana Ortiz, right? He slams it on their back. It flips up, hits him in the eye. He's like this. Later on, you see his eyes start bleeding. These guys did definitely put themselves out there. I'm not keeping that from them, but it's like it wasn't great. Just because they put themselves through all those spots and all those things, it doesn't make the match. You have to be original with it. It just didn't look like that to me. Now in the end, Trent pins Ortiz, and then according to the commentators, all for the honor of Trent's mom. Oh, and because of the fact that not only because her van was destroyed, but then their equipment was bleached, put in the shower and the water. And then Trent's mom picks him up in a minivan, a white one. And you see Trent go back there, all bloody on his back, and then he sits down on a looks like a, what do you call it, the seating wasn't a leather seating that you could wipe it off. It was like a cloth, a rug, or that's something that the blood will stick in there. And like, but I say, man, aside from certain matches and things here and there, AEW, man, is getting worse, getting awful every week for me. NXT UK is back. That might be the replacement. I might also watch AEW, but I probably won't do these videos anymore. It's like, I don't know. I used to want to give these guys the benefit of the doubt. People were shitting on it, like especially Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette's what do you call it? You know what I mean? And like, why does he always shit on it? And then I look at the product, I'm going, yeah, it's getting worse. The women's division, I dig it. I love what they're doing. Someone like Orange Cassidy, Bright Spot, and a few others, but man, the main guys like the Bucks and Omega and Hangman Page, and I think that John Moxley is going to start getting really old too. They keep the title on him. He needs to lose the title. Seriously, he needs to lose the title. Make Lance Archer strong. Make Mox chase Lance Archer to get his title back. And then his next title reign is going to be even better than the first. But yeah, that's my rundown and thoughts on AEW Dynamite for September 16, 2020. Come on, AEW. Let's do something better next week. You can't just have a few matches and a gimmick match here and think that your show was great. It'll take a lot more than that. Seriously. Or else you ain't going to survive. MJF's talking about he's going to be with this company for the next 20-25 years. You're going to last 5 years? That's reaching for a little too much. But anyway, that's my video. And for those of you who stopped by and checked it out, appreciate it. And in closing, as always, take care.